What's up, patrons? All right, so we're going to talk about Lucifer, the Grand Archon. All right, guys. This is something we have to talk about. It's something we have to explore. See, there's people who are not completely in the know. And they try to compare themselves to me. Oh, we're cut from the same cloth. They try to make themselves seem to be more powerful by saying essentially things like, you should know this, but Lucifer is the Grand Archon and leader and source of all parasites. Thing is, I know all of that. I've already been through all of that. The individual is not necessarily wrong, but the individual is still being led by parasites. There is the truth of Lucifer, the illumination of nirvana, and the Christian idea of Lucifer, which has gained life through the Christian mythos, even though Lucifer has nothing to do with Christianity. The forces of light and darkness are not bound to Christianity. Within this system of things, we use the modern Christian symbolism to reverse engineer it and to come to truth. And the truth of Lucifer is that the truth cannot be bound by Lucifer. Our attachment to Lucifer, honestly, is going to dictate whether or not we are working with the parasite that is Lucifer, the Grand Archon, or the concept of Lucifer that is our evolution, empowerment, and enlightenment, our greatest potential fulfilled in the world, right? Two different things. Belial, darkness, also is not evil. It's the potential behind the physicality of the 7 isolated colors of the physical light spectrum, right? It's much older than this idea of Satan. But there is still this modern idea of Satan that people go out of their way to theistically worship, which also feeds into this idea of Lucifer and weaves together this concept of Grand Archon all over again, when this is something that we have just philosophically defeated in the late 90s through modern left-hand path ideology. It's been completely full circle recreated. Guys, there's so much to be said about this. What I'm going to say is that the person is not wrong. I teach you guys very specific things for very specific reasons. This is also why I teach you guys to create your own sigils. That entire course is going to be redone. And most likely sold. It's not going to be free anymore. Hopefully you guys know how to create sigils according to my methodology. But this is why I teach it, because this ensures that the Lucifer you are contacting, the Belial that you are contacting, the Malthus you are contacting, the Payman that you are contacting, the Vine, the Bune, the Clonic, all of them. These are potentials that you can then externalize and commune with, but they have existed first within you, bringing forth all of the karmic lessons through them that you need to learn so that they can be redeemed through your actions in the world. This is the nature of the alchemical process. However, if you guys are working towards contacting Lucifer according to a specific paradigm, like primal craft or anything for that matter, you are hooking into somebody else's gnosis. When you do that and you do not have your own connection to the divine, parasitic entities and influences can then step in and become the source of your own specific revelations within context of that current, because you're not walking your path. You're not in your dharma. Here I teach dharma. I do not teach a method of Curtis Joseph. I do not teach draconian methods. I teach the draconian teaching the dragon gave me to give to you to ensure that you can walk in your dharma and cultivate your path through your own experiences. See, this is Lucifer. This is not the King Archon. This represents liberation and freedom. Okay? The modern church, the modern religious choices are all of the adversary. They are not adversarial, except towards one another. That's the thing, everything is Satan. If you stand for what is right, you stand against that which is wrong. So you are satanic. I don't know what to tell you guys. Satan is God. God is Satan. This is a fundamental Hermetic truth. We can look at the tree itself and understand that we don't need another dark side tree, another night side tree. There is the triune power and force of the dragon right there on the one tree of draconian power. There is the pillar of mercy and there is the pillar of severity. These are the two polar opposite faces of God that make the totality. These are the two wings of the dragon. This is not complicated. There's a lot of this going on right now, guys, but this is why it's important that you're here. Because you guys hear things like that and you don't know how to navigate that information. You're completely like, no, he's wrong. This doesn't make sense. Oh my God, Curtis just agreed with this. What's going on? Why am I subscribed to this channel? Holy shit. You got to know, though. This is something I've been exploring for the past 10 years. There is a Luciferian devil construct because of modern theistic Satanists. They completely rely on somebody else's way of thought. And this is where you guys need to understand that I find great beauty within each individual interpretation of divinity. But when you start taking those individual interpretations and trying to place that over an entire community of people, that's when the corruption steps in. That's when the corruption seats itself into the souls of the practitioners. Because they are then prevented from walking in their dharma. This is why these paths are not spiritual. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care. I can say I have respect for certain systems. I have said that I have had respect for certain systems. It's because of their individual interpretation. But oftentimes, that creates a lot of tension. It does. because people feel like they have to live for this person, exalt this person, invest all of their life and loyalty to this person. Okay? That's good too. Loyalty is good. All of that is good to a certain extent, but then what about your potential? What about you? See, this is what I don't want. I'm not the most important person in your work. You are. Your relationship with the spirits is. And this is what's going to keep you safe from these parasitic archons, guys. It's understanding that you're walking your path and your dharma. You're not being swayed and influenced by some external collective entity. I had a student who purchased a fetish of mine. Recently, they were very concerned because an alleged medium had told them that they were in contact with a trickster spirit. No. Not when you're getting one of my fetishes, you're not. The kind of teaching, the gnosis, the information that this individual was receiving is highly indicative that this person received one of my fucking working, living fetishes. That is definitely not a trickster spirit. What you have is a wannabe medium that is kind of upset that the knowledge that that individual student was receiving was authentic and weighty, and it made their mediumship abilities look tiny. That's the difference between power and that which is not. Real power stands alone. It stands firm. There's no debating it. You just have to have the confidence to understand that you can't debate truth. You can't debate the actual Lucifer. You can't deny the illumination that the actual Lucifer brings. But anything that becomes misappropriated and corrupted can become dangerous. People are corrupt, ladies and gentlemen. Most people are corrupt. So people that you are trying to learn from, you have to sift through a lot of corrupt people. Real talk. There is a parasitic influence out there that permeates both right-hand path as well as left-hand path ideology. It's all over. Parasites are not limited to religion or creed. They are not prejudiced. They will use whatever archetype you see as savior to hook into your auric field and feed. But this is why you have to have an actual connection, yoga, union with the dragon, draconian consciousness, wushin, no mind. This is why I stress this so much. Because when you actually have that, you can see through the BS. And you can know how to navigate these sorts of things. So, is Lucifer the Grand Archon? No. The Lucifer, the conceptual Lucifer that I teach you guys to find in the world so that you do not have to operate on blind faith, that is the true Lucifer. It's beyond religious human personalities that people want to impose on these things, and it deals with the conceptual realities of these divine potentials as they can be seen operating in the world. They represent truth, not human ideals, you see. This is why I teach things this way. No, you're not being led by a parasite. If, however, you are parasitic and you're saying, oh no, my Lucifer is better than your Lucifer is this, and your Lucifer is that, and that's not Lucifer, and this. Look, it's all under the same name because people have been misappropriating things within religion, politics, and language since the beginning of time. This is where the observer archetype, the watcher archetype, that is directly related and connected to the mind of God, the mercy seat of God, is so important. You have to be able to observe things as they are. study the cause and the effect of the cause, and then see, this is good, this is bad, this is good, this is bad, this is real, this is lies, this is good, this is bad, this is real, this is what I have. Now, let's look at this. Okay, this is my worldview. These are the conclusions I've come to. Now, let's see where I can grow. Keep looking, keep searching. Okay, this is good, this is real, this is good, this is real. Maybe. Let's put this over here. This is bad, this is bad, this is good, this is good. Let's add to the pile. This is where I'm at. Okay, this is my expanded worldview. Does this stand up under pressure, scrutiny? We have discussions here, right? We talk about things here. People come to their own conclusions. Yes, okay. Can we move forward? Yes, okay. Let's continue. This is good, this is bad, this is bad, this does not serve me, add this to the maybe pile. That's how this works. It takes time. And if you're not doing that, you are being driven and steered by parasites. That is the indicator. The parasite doesn't let you seek. Truth keeps seeking. There is an antichrist because there is a Christ. There is a parasitic force behind every celestial force and demonic force we can think of. Even Satan comes forth disguised as an angel of light. Unless you don't want to see the angel of light, you want to see demons. Then the Antichrist will come dressed however you want. It's, guys, listen. Truth is a double-edged sword. Black magic of Ahriman, the truth of the lie called truth, the importance of backward understanding. All of these lessons from that current still are in operation here and now through the Draconian Arcana. Walk in your Dharma. Get your experience and you will protect yourself from the parasites, guys. Seriously. You start relying on this person's methods, this person's gnosis, and you start taking that as gospel truth. That is stasis. That's not evolution, that's not growth. Stasis is parasitic. And perfect love and perfect trust. Devour, destroy, become or be crushed. Curtis Joseph, signing out.